All right, today we are breaking down something that is, get this, healthy, super simple, and absolutely delicious. We're going to walk through every single step of this fantastic no-bake banana oat cake. So let's just dive right in. Seriously, who doesn't want that? Just picture it. You create this gorgeous, elegant cake, something that looks like it came straight out of a fancy bakery, but you didn't even have to preheat your oven. That is exactly what we're doing today. You know, this whole recipe really boils down to 3 key things. It's packed with good-for-you ingredients, the steps are unbelievably simple, and maybe the best part of all, no oven needed. You just mix it, build it, and let the fridge do all the work. Okay, so every great cake needs a solid foundation, right? For this one, we're going to build this rich, flavorful, and wonderfully textured base, and it all starts with oats. The first thing you'll probably notice is just how simple these ingredients are. I mean, you might have most of this stuff in your pantry already. For the dry mix, you've got your quick oats, cocoa, almonds, and then to hold it all together, just some ripe bananas and a little bit of honey. That's it. Now, this first step is absolutely crucial for the flavor. We're not just throwing in raw oats. No, we're toasting them in a skillet. This little 5 to 7 minute step completely unlocks this warm, nutty aroma and taste that just takes the whole cake to another level. Okay, and here is a super important pro tip, so listen up. The second those oats look done, you gotta get them out of that hot pan. Why? Because that pan is still hot. It's gonna keep cooking them. And trust me, you can go from perfectly toasty to totally burnt in like a matter of seconds. So once you've got those perfectly toasted oats in a big bowl, it's time to build out our dry mix. We'll add a pinch of salt that helps balance out the sweetness, then some dark cocoa powder for that deep chocolate flavor, a little cinnamon for warmth, and some crushed almonds for a nice crunch. Just give it all a good stir. And now for our binder. This is the magic that holds the base together without any eggs or butter. We're just gonna take 3 ripe bananas, add a little touch of honey for some extra sweetness, and mash them all up until we have a nice, smooth paste. And yes, you absolutely want to use those bananas that have the brown spots all over them. The riper a banana is, the more natural sugar it has, which means your cake is gonna be sweeter. Plus, they're so much softer and way easier to mash into that perfect paste. All right, now it's time to bring it all together. Go ahead and combine that banana paste with your dry oat mix. Stir it all up until you get this thick, kind of uniform consistency. Then, just divide that mixture in half. You're gonna press 1/2 into a buttered springform pan, and here's a great little trick for you. Use the flat bottom of a glass to really press it down. That's how you get a super solid, even crust. With our base all pressed and ready, it is time for the heart of the cake. This luscious, creamy filling that's just the perfect complement to that rich oat crust. I mean, just look how simple this is. The filling is basically just cream cheese, a few more bananas sliced up, and then a little bit of honey and vanilla if you feel like it. It's all about letting those simple, clean flavors really shine. And here is another key tip, especially for no-baked desserts. Use your cream cheese straight out of the fridge, cold. If it's at room temperature, it's just gonna be too soft and your filling won't set upright. Using cold cream cheese is what makes sure this cake holds its shape so beautifully. So putting this together is a total breeze. First, you're just gonna lay down a layer of those fresh banana slices right on top of the crust. Next, gently spread your cold cream cheese mixture over the bananas. And finally, you take that second half of the oat mix we saved and sprinkle it evenly on top. Just press down lightly to make a nice top layer. All right, the cake is assembled, but we are not done yet. Oh no, it is time for the showstopper, a silky, rich chocolate ganache that is going to take this dessert completely over the top. But first, a little patience. The cake you just put together needs to pop into the fridge for about 30 minutes. This step is so important because it lets the base and that creamy filling start to firm up before we pour the warm glaze on. So while the cake is chilling, we'll make our ganache. It's as easy as it sounds. You just gently melt some dark chocolate in a bowl over some simmering water. Once it's all melted, you stir in a tablespoon of oil. That's the little secret to making it super smooth and perfectly pourable. Then just set it aside to cool down. You know, getting that professional-looking finish is all about temperature. You want the ganache to be cool enough that it won't melt the cream cheese, but still just liquid enough to create those beautiful artistic drips down the side. Room temperature is pretty much the perfect goal. And now for the most satisfying part of all. Take your chilled cake out of the fridge and just pour that glossy, gorgeous chocolate ganache right over the top. To finish it off and add a fantastic bit of texture, sprinkle on some chopped hazelnuts. So we've built the base, we've layered that creamy filling, we've poured the ganache. Now, after one final chill, we finally get to see the stunning finished product. This is the final wait, I promise, and it is so worth it. The finished cake goes back into the fridge for 1 to 2 hours. This is what allows everything, the crust, the filling, the ganache, to fully set up so you can get those clean, beautiful slices. And after that final chill, this is what you get. A perfectly firm cake with that shiny glaze and those awesome chocolate drips just frozen in place. It's a truly impressive thing to look at, especially for a dessert that required absolutely zero baking. But really, the best part is when you finally cut into it. You see those beautiful, distinct layers, that dark oat crust, the bright banana, the creamy white filling, and then that rich chocolate right on top. It looks incredible, and believe me, it tastes even better. With steps this simple and a result this stunning, this no-bake cake is a total game changer. So really, what are you waiting for? I think you might have just found your new favorite dessert.